course.
What car would you want to be in if you have a zombie apocalypse?
In the zombie apocalypse, it has to be a Toyota.
Hi, I'm Thomas,
I'm Bobby.
and this is Real Talk.
In Real Talk, we invite special guests to share real-life stories while we drive and talk. We get behind the wheels and find out what drives them, their life lessons and inspiration. And my goal is to find golden nuggets of wisdom so it may inspire us to live life to the fullest. This is Real Talk, and let's keep it 100.
Hey guys, so this is Bobby, my boss, I don't know, the man who gave me the opportunity to be in this automotive industry. So I owe a lot to Bobby, and I'm so happy that he gets to be part of Real Talk. So Bobby, we today have the Volvo XC40 electric. So what's your first impression? Have you driven this, haven't you?
I've driven it.
Yeah.
It. It's
What's
lovely.
your impression of this car?
Okay, a lot of EVs, right, when you drive, right, they try to make it feel out of this world.
Yeah.
And this guy here just disappear into your life because it blends in so normally like a normal car. Like you won't give much second thoughts to it. It just happened to be a very quiet, comfortable, and handle well kind of EV.
Is this one of your favorites among the EVs?
It is in terms of the lower end range, but there are of course higher end range, right? The crazy ones.
Like the one you just did with the Audi.
Oh yeah, those are mad. The e-tron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are crazy expensive.
But check out Bobby's video. He did the review all the way in Germany, Ingolstadt, right?
Yeah, Ingolstadt.
Yeah, Ingolstadt. So I'll put a link in the description for his video over there.
Yeah.
Bobby, I wanted to do Real Talk because I want to spread good inspiration.
Yeah.
Give people a place where they can get positive motivation, inspiration, and hopefully when they watch this video, they go out and do something different. And you're I think I put you in this world of being a creator, like creator. And I'm sure some of the people watching this video say, I want to be a creator somehow, graphic designer, copywriter, or influencer or whatsoever, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, never asked you this question before. How did you start? How did you decide that I want to be in automotive journalism? Is there a moment or a car that made you like, whoa?
It's my dream job actually.
Really?
It's my dream job. I read a lot of car magazines. But one of the dilemma being a Chinese educated Malaysian, right, is that we don't have a good enough grasp of English level to be qualified as an English copywriter or a proper writer per se. Again, the dilemma of being a Chinese Malaysian, our Chinese standards are not up to par as well. So that's my dilemma. So I know I wouldn't be accepted into these kind of jobs. I wouldn't pass the interview. It's not about an issue of confidence. It's about you draw your own SWOT analysis.
But what made you went for it anyways? I mean, you could have just sat there and say, well, I'm this, then therefore I cannot. But you went for it anyways. Because some of you guys, you're like, oh, I can't do this because I don't have money, I don't have connections or whatever, But,
Yeah.
So here's a guy who don't have the current things, but he went for it anyways, right? So what made you?
Yeah, that time I only saved up 20,000, and I was like, I want to do my own magazine.
How old were you?
That was year 2006. I am 25 years old.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going ahead. I want to do my own magazine.
Okay.
But then before I started it, I started a blog. The blog is called Wheels Weekly. A lot of people ask me, why did you call it Wheels Weekly? What do you mean weekly? You write every week. I just write my stuff about cars into the blog. But actually my intention is to launch a weekly published magazine. But I only have 20,000. Then decided to start. A few friends heard of it and they said that, hey, can we join in?
So they come in as your partner?
Can we come in as partners, And both all of us are poor. Basically 20K. It's like
Hey, that's not bad. You started something.
60K, right? And then eco shares, everybody eco share. Young people, all eco share. Alright.
Not a great thing to do, by the way. You're gonna do research.
Exactly. My grandpa saw that I'm trying to do something. He helped a bit. He topped up 40,000 at first. Then we tried to do it, and
So you publish actual physical magazines then?
yeah, I don't even know anything. I just looked for printers. I went to 1, 2nd and 3rd. And then I also, that time I remember, the time was 2008, Najib just came into power, and then he mentioned something about SME funds and all that. So I went to a lot of banks trying to apply for SME funds. So just started it, and then only the printer asked me, where's your license? I'm like, what? I need a license?
Publishing license.
Publishing license.
Oh,
that
gosh.
time we still need, you know. So yeah, we did all this, all the groundwork. I was running everywhere, and then doing the conceptualization and all that, and then started my first copy. In fact, the first issue was so rushed, I forgot the editor's note.
Oh no.
I forgot the first page whereby who's the publisher, who's the editor and all that, you know. It's like an anonymous magazine.
But I need a copy of that.
It looked like an anonymous magazine. I remember the cover is the concept car for the BMW i8. It's the BMW Vision something, or Vision Efficient
2006 was when they announced the launching of the i8, right?
No.
The Vision.
The Vision, I think it was announced somewhere in 2008.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I published my first copy also.
Ah.
But it sold well. It sold well.
Ah.
My printer came back. Do you know how many copies you sold at the first run? The first run, right, I'm already the number 2 car magazine already.
Wow, in Malaysia?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I sold it at 2 ringgit 90 cents. My idea is that it is something that you can fold in half, put under your armpit, and then go to the toilet with it. Like what you did with a paper. Like, you can't bring a magazine, right? Like Top Gear so thick last time, right?
Yeah.
So my idea is that the behavior, the reader behavior that I imagine is like
in a toilet.
It's like a paper, like a tabloid paper. Yeah. Right. And you can openly read it in office as if it's a newspaper, you know, not a magazine. You know? Yeah. Anyway, that's the idea lah. So when the price of the paper went up, my printer told me you better give up this method. Every advertiser does their billing by month. Nobody does it by week. All right, you're gonna lose money. They give you one budget for 1 month, right? Let's say
You run out by second week.
8K. People print 1 time, you print 4 times. You're stupid. You know, so but the printer very nice to me, you know. But I took his advice and I changed it to Live Life Drive, the magazine.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then eventually Carly's.
The name Live Life Drive actually was the title for one of my C-class review. Mercedes C250 W204 review. So I took that car because at that time I was doing sales, I was doing editorial, doing events, photography, almost everything, you know.
Yeah.
Just I have a partner and friend who does the layout design, where I'm sitting behind him telling him, you know, how to arrange the whole thing, you know. I was so busy. So that week I got the Mercedes-Benz back. It was parked below my office. We were on the 4th story of a shop lot, right? I was so busy, so tied up, because for 4 years I stayed in office, and I only slept like 3-4 hours every day.
That's the one in Taman Desa.
Yeah. Every day, just call the mamak downstairs, nasi goreng, just send up. So I have so much work to do. I keep looking at that Mercedes. I'm like, shit. I have 3 days left. Shit, 2 days left. Until, shit, I need to return the car tomorrow. I haven't had time to bring the car out for review. So in the middle of the night, about 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. like that, I was like, okay, I don't care. I'm damn tired, but I took a shower, cold shower, freshen myself up, and then I took the car out and go for a short drive, feel the car and all that. That was when I stopped the car by the side of the road and stood opposite of the road, sat there and imagine, well, if I'm someone who worked so hard to afford a C-Class and yet I do not have time to drive it, what's the point? That's when suddenly this word pop up in my mind: live, life, drive. So I put that as the title of the article, and the article review of the C-Class is a fictional story of someone who works in an office, who left work at late, smiling, but his colleagues are all damn tired, and he's smiling. And I specifically mentioned where he worked and where he stays, but I mentioned the road that he took to go home was a big round. That means before going home, he's smiling because he took his car and he went out for a nice drive to remind himself that it was worth the effort. It was worth
Worth
working
everything.
so late.
Yes.
Hence, Live Life Drive.
Nice.
And
goosebumps.
and when I turned to magazine, so that's the title I decided for my magazine, and that's the whole mantra of me in automotive industry, telling people, you know, to make it worthwhile. You buy, but you use, you drive, and that has stayed with me all along. And probably the reason why I'm able to meet amazing people like you.
And then you do Evo and Euro.
Yes.
It's pretty much the DNA of Evo Club, right? You know, like
Yes.
you.
Live Life Drive is
Yeah,
the
we
DNA
drive
of
every
Evo Club.
week. We encourage everyone to bring their cars out.
Yeah.
We ask them to go for the cars that seem insane, crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, my Spider, because you encouraged me to go for the Spider as well.
Yeah, I learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from you
same.
after knowing you.
Hey. But anyways, I want to shift gears a bit and just
Sorry.
ask.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot. These are really cool, but you know, what I hear a lot of things. I hear that look, you didn't have the capacity, you didn't have the language,
Yeah.
you didn't have the skills even to do journalism.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask, like, if there's one thing to share with the audience,
Yeah.
what made you do it? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm from Kuchai Lama, I Lala Thai.
Yeah, I am a something boy, you know. I skip school, I smoke in
class,
school.
yeah. But what made you decide to just
Okay, before I started off, I don't know anything about all this. What the right mind, you know, Murphy's Law and all that. I do not know all this. It was the spur of a moment of probably that you are dumb enough to not worry about any consequences, and then you're so focused into something. Your whole mind was tweaked to, I want to make it work. There wasn't a sliver of thought in me that what if I fail? You know, that thing didn't pop up at all. It did not. What if I run out of money? Never. You know the crazy stuff that I did throughout the process, right? I was selling noodles in Jasco in the daytime, and then with my promoters, and then nighttime I go back office to write the article when we were running low on cash.
I also hear the other thing that you said, right? You know, like there's no slither of thought of failing, right? And I like that because, you know, a lot of people, they go into something, they overthink, right? Oh, what if this, what if that happened?
Yeah.
I mean,
Stop
sure. But those things can happen, but haven't happened yet, right? And what's the point? Like, what's the point of entertaining those thoughts, right? You know,
But I also noticed something, you know,
what?
this mindset that I mentioned, and you said about fear of failure and all that, right? Doesn't mean I never have that one. I noticed one thing, right? There are fluctuations. There will be times whereby I'm
You're
so
optimistic,
down,
right?
optimistic, and then I go all out.
Yeah.
There are also a lot of times whereby I fall into this situation without me realizing. Like I'm overthinking at home. Don't dare to launch this. Don't dare to launch that, because I fear it will fail and all that. And I keep dragging.
Procrastinate
and
stuff.
drag. Yep.
Yeah.
Somehow, it's not that. And I realized this thing maybe it's for me.
But how'd you deal with it?
I'm not always 100% on the go.
Yeah.
And do. No, there are even more times where I'm just sitting there frustrated, feeling down, you know, what if I fail? What if nobody participate, you know? Yeah, I fell into that one. After a while, you took a step back and realized, hey, I fell into that. Then you realize, oh, let's brush it off and do it. Yeah.
But you know, you picked it up and went anyways. You demonstrate awareness. Again, something I notice people who are not only, you know, they do they are successful, but they also are, you know, they have happiness in their life, right? They acknowledge that they have this kind of situations. And then this is the thing about social media. We always show the best. Always show that, oh no, our life is so good, blah blah blah. But no one talks about this kind of things, right? Everyone on Instagram want to look good.
Yeah.
Want to look successful, want to look wise. You know, and nobody actually shares the reality of this. And thanks, Bobby, for sharing this. You know, so it's okay to procrastinate. It's okay to feel down. It's okay to feel demotivated. You know, it's absolutely normal, right? But it's, you know, I think for me the way I deal with it is I feel it. I let myself mull on it for a while, and then I ask myself, what is this serving? What is it? How is this helping me? how is this helping me create the life that I want?
Yeah.
The answer is no, then okay lah, don't want lah.
Yeah,
Right?
it's about being able to
Choose, right?
suddenly realize that, oh, I fell into that.
Yeah,
I need
and
to
then you
get
choose,
out.
right? Yeah. I just want to ask one last question though. I mean, we talk about career.
Yeah.
I know this one, you share about it sometimes in a live show, right? I want to ask this question though. What was your first car? And then, then we continue the topic about getting into your dream car. What was your first car?
My first car is an Audi A4 1.8, 1997 1.8 turbo.
That car, quite interesting one, right? A lot of events on, right?
Holy, you cannot imagine how a car can break down in that manner. Every single possible way of breaking down. Everything in the engine bay, I've replaced it. Every single thing. Turbochargers, alternators, power steering pump, aircon pump, aircon
Oh my
compressor,
gosh.
gearbox 3 times. Yeah.
But what made you say do it even though you know that it's a... Did you regret doing it?
No, now when you look back at it, right, then I realized something. Everything that we do daily, whatever decision that we make, is good as long as that decision doesn't end our life. If we don't end our life, right, everything that we do, good or bad, right or wrong, marry, divorce, anything, will turn out to be good one. Because at the end, it becomes part of our memory, and it builds us.
Epic. Alright, so let's just get down because our friends are waiting for us. Alright. Cheers, bro. Okay, I got some questions I want to ask you. I think some of the audience want to ask too, because I get these questions on Facebook sometimes, on Instagram. When I do seminars, I meet people, they always ask me. So, first question is this: passion or money first?
Passion.
Why passion first?
I'm not as knowledgeable as a lot of people that I mix with, and I'm only lucky enough to be able to do what I do purely because my passion in what I'm doing now allows me to probably have this kind of earning and all that. And there are a lot of times over the past few years I intentionally gave up a lot of things in my line of business because I believe that would erode into my passion for cars.
But you're passionate about cars. You're passionate
I'm
about
passionate
people
about cars.
choosing the car that gives them happiness. Give them,
Yes. And it removed the fear of them in wanting to buy something that they otherwise wouldn't be able to afford. And then figure out a way, try to assist them, the inspection, the extended warranty, insurance, all these things, cheaper insurance for that matter.
So how about for the audience? Sometimes it's easy to say, oh, I need a job. This job pays me better. I get my promotion even though I hate my job. What's your advice to them then?
There is a certain threshold that you should switch jobs until you reach there, where you no longer are in the position of worrying about the basic needs. And beyond that, passion is the one that makes you willing to wake up every morning, not the money. But you have to go past that threshold first. Below that threshold, you do anything, whatever, I will do it in order to protect my passion, right? But I'm willing to do those because it brings in the money at the end of the day.
So money will only get you this far, but to go beyond, to go incredible heights where it fulfills your heart and you go and meet so many amazing people and stuff, it's only driven by passion, right? When you do,
I believe so.
Yeah, because you cannot, it's no longer a transaction. You are gaining from doing. Okay, I want to ask another question. You get criticized, you get people commenting, nasty things. So and a lot of people don't want to jump into their passion, perhaps they're afraid of criticism. So how do you deal with that?
There are certain times where I suddenly get worked up and wanted to pour in my heart to reply that person. After a few years, as you get older, right? After you type that long response, then you start delete. Don't bother. I already replied, but I didn't post. There's this saying in Chinese, mouth grows on the other person's head. You can't control what they say. And if it's something you can't control, why bother?
Yeah. And that's something that I've learned from a book that I've read, and I follow this philosophy in life. That
the key to happiness in life is to have the courage to be disliked. People have if you try to make everyone happy about you, you're a miserable life.
Yeah.
You're miserable, right? You're at the mercy of people liking you or not, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm hearing as well. You come to a point where, you know, you can't control that, right?
Can't control.
And you preserve your happiness because you say, you know what, that's not up to me, right? Okay, bro. Thank you so much for this interview. Let's our lunch is here.
Thank you.
But I had a lot of fun, and hopefully
man.
you got value from this. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't.
Please subscribe, follow Thomas, and if you can, after you subscribe, and then you come out and drive and get to know him, because I learned a lot from Thomas after I met him. He's almost 10 years younger than me, but I every day when I meet him, I'm just learning from him. So many things to learn from him. This guy is, I don't believe his age. He could be older than me. He knows so much. That's Thomas.
But no, it was a pleasure meeting you too. And for those of you who don't know, I didn't know Bobby as a friend first. I actually joined Evo and Euro alone, and then I was just hanging out, and then we shared a bottle of champagne. We just chit-chatted, and then we became friends. And then I bought the Spider and joined more drives, and then, you know, that's how it came about. You know? So, you know, take a chance, go out, meet some people, and if you're a car guy, join us for Evo and Euro. Join us for a drive. Yeah, I'd love to meet you. Okay?
Just think about this. Have you made new friends over the past 2 weeks? If you have not, join us.
Come join us. Any car we layan. But when you want to buy car, we will kacau you in your choices because you want to make the right choice. Alright guys, thanks again, and please like the content if you do, and subscribe to our channel. And cheers. Right, we're gonna have our food, right? Cheers. Cheers and cheers. Hey guys, so I'm here with Uncle Waiskong, and we just had a drive up Genting Islands.
I started it at an age when most people retired, and I'm still driving at an age when most people are retired.
Hey guys, so we're in the car here with 3-time Olympian on the velodrome, Josiah Ng.
When he's on his way, I said, "Oh, we're taking the E30? Shoot, I'm wearing my sandals. Let me go get my shoes just in case I need to push again."
Well, this